Okay, I'm just wait for some people to pile in here. I think it's recording now. Hold on for just a second, guys. There's nobody in here right now, but I'm sending people links to my channel so they can check that out right now. I think it's recording now. Hold on for just a second, guys. There's nobody in here right now, but I'm sending people just 1 second. People are texting me right now asking for the links to the channel, so you guys just sit tight. I plan on, of course, discussing the election. I also plan on talking about what black people need to do going forward. So that's two of the things, the main things that I'm going to be talking about. I wanted, he says finally, I wanted to talk about other issues like such as the gender divide that we still have, because there was just so much I wanted to discuss with that I wasn't able to. I did like a 3-part video of that. I did like 3 parts of that, and still I haven't been able to discuss everything I wanted to because that issue is so layered, and that's actually a part of what's happening with this election right now stems from the gender divide between black men and black women. But so that you guys don't have to click off or click back on, I'm going to give you guys live updates from Google about the election. So right now, Joe Biden is in the lead. He's very much so in the lead. He's at 264 electoral college votes, and Donald Trump is at 214. So pretty much all you need is 270. So Donald Trump is 6 points away from getting all the votes that he needed, which, hey, that's good for him. It surprised me a little bit because the swing states I didn't think turned out the way I had anticipated. So you guys can put in a comment. I don't know what you guys thought. What surprised me the most about this is the way the Democrats have been treating black people and black people's response to the Democrats. So I try to be neutral and fair to people, but I'm gonna let you guys know my political ideology on this. Now, I've made a whole video, and I'm probably gonna make a part 2 about how Donald Trump is a white supremacist and he supports white supremacy. So I full-heartedly believe that that's the case. I'm not taking that back. However, one thing I regret I didn't get a chance to make is how Joe Biden is a white supremacist. Joe Biden is a white supremacist. He's been a white supremacist for all his life. And black people right now are in a very bad position because you have... See, the thing is, I really was never planning to curse on this channel, but I might, if a couple curse words come out, just, mind that. It won't be in the videos, it might be in the live streams, I don't know. I try to, not curse, but let's say, for instance, you have cow shit and you have horse shit. That's really the black options that we have. Donald Trump or Joe Biden. It's that's really what it is. And black people have to pick from those two. Now, what I believe black people should have done was black people should have held their ground and not selected either of the two options until the two options became better. Because right now we have supported the system we've supported the system to the point where the system feels um I'm sorry guys. The system feels, and when I say the system, the government, the political system and everything, they feel like they can do whatever, they can say whatever, and black people are still gonna go support them. Which, to be honest, seems like it seems like that's the case, to be honest. It seems like we don't have a large enough black society to break away from the system. We haven't reached that curve of intelligent black society yet, unfortunately. So hold on, I'm just linking the channel so more people can get in. Before I go any further, I want to get the audience opinion because there's a few of you all in here. What do you guys think about the election? Wait, hold on, my bad. Before I do that, the reason why I say that black people, first off, so you know, because the question has been asked me a couple times, so you know, I did not vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I didn't do that. And I didn't do that because I believe that they are both incredibly bad options, just in different ways. I believe me as a black person, yeah, definitely in the chat room. Me as a black person, how do I say this without using much profanity? Me as a black person, I consider the benefit of black society before I consider the benefit of anything else. I know that Donald Trump and Joe Biden have both tremendously harmed black society, and that they would, harm black society. So they wanted, both of them wanted black votes. They wanted the black vote, and in return, they're supposed to give us something. That's really how elections go. They're supposed to give us some type of tangible, some sort of policy, some sort of this. And throughout their entire campaign, they pretty much told black people we weren't getting anything at all. When we've asked for reparations, when we asked for tangibles, they pretty much told us no. Both of them told only black people specifically no until like the last minute, which is something politicians are used to doing. And they're used to doing that because black people go vote regardless. Now, some people will say, because I've had this argument, that our people died to vote, which is true. And I'm not against voting. I didn't say I didn't vote. I just said I didn't vote for either one of them two. Our people died to vote. Why is voting so important? Voting is important because we select the people who govern the society, and we select where the resources of the society goes, and we select who gets to pick certain policies of the society. So people vote because they want to select somebody who's going to benefit their community and their society. Looks like Joe Biden won, huh? Let me see. I'm gonna refresh the page. Yeah. He's still at 264, but it is honestly gonna take a miracle for Donald Trump to win. He almost needs 60 votes, 60 electoral college votes, which isn't likely. The fact that he won, the fact that Joe Biden won Michigan, which means he got the black vote in Detroit, that surprised me. And that surprised me because Joe Biden has sent a lot of black, Joe Biden's crime bill and Joe Biden's history with other crime bills, because he wrote the 94 crime bill, but he also signed his name and he tried to connect himself to every crime bill possible. So the fact that maybe the Supreme Court would save him, that's possible, because I have been seeing reports that there's been errors in the voting process, which I anticipated as well. First off, I know for a fact Donald Trump is not going to take this sitting down. He's not going to just turn over and be like, okay, well, I guess I lost. Donald Trump is going to say all of this is fake. So this is definitely going to court, which he does have. This isn't pro-Trump, but he does have some room to argue that. There definitely should be, I would say, some recounts. Hold on. There definitely should be some recounts. I just started recording this live. This is my first live, guys, so excuse me. for that. Black people themselves. Okay, yeah, exactly. What black people need is specific tangibles, specifically, and I'm not, this isn't to diss anybody, but specifically for the descendants of American slavery, specifically for the black people who can trace their lineage back to slavery. We have been targeted, we have been disproportionately affected by everything negative that has happened to this country. We have gotten no reparations, no help. We are always the last thought about, the last talked to, the most attacked. So we need reparations. We need something tangible. We don't need hope. We don't need unity. We don't need any of that. We need something tangible, something that we can measure. We need money. We need the resources in our city to be allocated towards us, towards our businesses, our banks, our schools. We need policies to punish the police. We need those things. Joe Biden and Donald Trump laughed at us when we asked for those things. They said no. So since they said no, I said, okay, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to support them. One of them is going to win, of course. One of them is going to win. There's only two options. But I'm not going to support somebody who says to me, I'm not going to do I'm going you're selecting me to govern you because I'm the president. This is the country you live in. I'm going to govern the country that you live in, but your group I'm not going to think about at all. Your group can hang by the wayside and in fact be targeted, and I'm going to let that slide because Donald Trump clearly has, first off, I don't think there has ever been a black person that's been killed that Donald Trump has had a problem with. Donald Trump, his Donald Trump has wanted black people to be killed. That's his first solution to everything since the Central Park Five. That's Donald Trump's answer to everything. Just kill them. Kill those Negroes. That's Donald Trump's solution. And Joe Biden's solution is to lock black people up. Only black people. Because in his 94 crime bill, it was disproportionately targeted to black people. Yeah, there was white people doing drugs. There's white people doing drugs the same rates as black people, but his crime bill disproportionately targeted black people. So Joe Biden is pretty much trying to put black people back in slavery, and Donald Trump is just saying, hey, kill him if you want to. I mean, you either being thrown back in chains or you're being hung. That's really what the option is. So that's why I decided to opt out. And I think that was the best solution to opt out because that shows that we are not going to support. And when you vote, you're legitimizing a system. We're not going to legitimize a system that's pretty much slapping us in the face, that's telling people, oh, yeah, yeah. He says, I'm not voting for someone to put a foot or knee on my neck. Exactly. Now, neither of them, first off, now, Derek Chauvin, that happened under Donald Trump's watch. Donald Trump didn't say anything about that. Donald Trump was not planning on doing anything about that. Donald Trump wouldn't have done anything about that. Killings like this, we have mysterious black people being hung all over the place, and they're saying that's suicide. You have neo-Nazi rallies protecting statues. Will you upload it? Yes, I will. I will upload this live. I didn't record from the beginning though. That was my fault because I didn't think to do that. But I will I will upload this live to my channel, and I am gonna start doing more lives now because I want to get like live feedback from everybody. But that's my 2 cents on it. Now, if you voted for Joe Biden or if you voted for Donald Trump, because personally, I know black people who voted both. Well, they didn't. You can't vote both. I know both people. One person voted for Joe Biden and the other person voted for Donald Trump. I know somebody, and they're black people. I know somebody who are super strong Trump supporters and then super strong Joe Biden supporters. So I'm not going to shame anybody for who they voted. I just hope that you didn't vote for the sake of voting, because that is not what voting is for. You vote because the candidate supports your interest. The candidate supports policies and things that you want to see in the country or in the land. That's so you don't vote for mayor because you have the capability of voting. You vote for mayor because, okay, I like this policy. I think this city needs this mayor to benefit the city, so that's why I'm going to support this mayor. You don't vote because if there's two bad options, like I said in the beginning, if there's horse shit and cow shit, you're not going to support either one. Even if you wind up getting it, it shouldn't be because you chose one. If somebody said you're gonna have you either have horse shit or cow shit, and then they said, okay, you have to pick one. You might as well just flip a coin at that point. I'm not going to legitimize you giving me this. And when you vote, you do legitimize that. Now, this isn't me saying that voting doesn't matter, voting doesn't count. Voting clearly does matter. I'm gonna give you a live update with the polls right now. The polls are still the same. And this is Google I'm looking at. I'm looking at Google. The polls are still the same. It is really looking like Joe Biden won this. It's really looking that like that. It's Joe Biden is really a hair's away from winning. It's like I said, it's gonna take pretty much a miracle for Donald Trump to win. But I'm gonna take a minute and I'm gonna see. Hey, what's up? I'm gonna see. What do you guys think about what's going on? Another update too. Something I want to know. I agree. I didn't vote as well. Okay. There are people, and this goes for Donald Trump supporters, and this also goes for Joe Biden supporters. I want you guys to stay safe, regardless of who you vote for. I want you guys to stay safe. I was out yesterday, and I was seeing people wear their political ideologies on their clothing. I saw this one dude with a Donald Trump mask. I saw this other lady. She had like a Biden Harris shirt on. I advise that you do not do that. I advise you really, because first of all, this is a very dangerous election. This is probably the most dangerous election that I've lived in. I haven't seen too many, but this is a very dangerous election. And if you stand out in the crowd and say, "Oh, I support Joe Biden, I support Kamala Harris," if you get caught slipping, you might be subject to being attacked by some Trump supporters, and vice versa. I do think most likely, based off of the videos that I'm seeing, I think most likely you're more likely to be attacked by Trump supporters, because right now at this very moment there is a protest going on, a huge protest going on downtown Chicago, and a lot of Trump supporters are mad. A tremendous amount of Trump supporters are mad in downtown Chicago. I've seen videos of people, Trump supporters, like burning down, just starting forest fires and all that. So it's very dangerous out there. It's extremely dangerous. So if you do that, first off, stay in a crowd. Stay in a crowd that you can trust. Second of all, I advise that you don't publicly or openly talk about your politics. There's been people who've asked me, "Hey, who did you vote for? Or did you vote?" Well, they didn't. Well, one lady asked me who I voted for, and I told her, because I really didn't want to start anything. I'm like, I didn't vote for a white supremacist. That's what I can tell you that. And she was like, "Oh, okay." So she thought that meant I voted for Joe Biden, but I didn't. But regardless, if people ask you, especially a stranger out in public asks you, "Oh, did you vote? Who did you vote for?" Say, "Hey, I prefer to keep that to myself." Whether you voted or didn't vote, even if you voted down ballot, if you voted for your local elections, which are important as well, if you voted for a mayor or a judge or anything, I would keep that to myself. Especially right now, I would let the tension of this election die down. It looks very much so, and I'm gonna check the thing again. It looks like we're gonna get a winner tonight. I thought we were probably gonna get all the votes in by the morning, but it looks like it looks like in an hour or so that we're gonna get it. And it looks like with the yeah. It looks like with the votes, they're probably gonna be recounts. And by I would say by Friday we're gonna have a definite winner. That's what I predict. Now, E. Reed said, let me choose Chance. I will pick Satan, no matter who you pick. Yeah, that's the thing. People, and unfortunately, with a lot of black people, and you really only see this with black people. I really only see black people strongly push this. Oh, we have to pick the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils. When we do that, when we pick the lesser of two evils, we are showing whichever party that they do not have to be better. Let's look at this like it was a relationship, or not a relation. I would say a job, because I think a job probably fits better. If you had a boss that pretty much doesn't pay you, you can work 2 weeks, you don't get a paycheck. You might get one every now and then. He makes you work overtime. You're doing pretty much everybody's position. He pays you whatever he feels like paying you. And you still have to come in. If you come in late, he's writing you up. If you do something wrong, he's writing you up. Your uniform has to be on point. You have to work on point, but you don't get paid right. You don't get paid right, or if at all. And then you have this other job that you're just gonna work for free. You're gonna work and you're not gonna get any money at all, free. Is it smart to say, well, I mean, you might as well work for the other job because at least you get a little bit of something with the other job. You might get a little bit of something with the other job, but if you work for McDonald's or something like that, if you're working for, let's say McDonald's is the one paying you and Burger King is the one not paying you. If you work for McDonald's, you'll get a little something every now and then, maybe. But if you work for Burger King, you won't get anything at all. So it's smarter to go for McDonald's. But it might not be. It might just be smarter to not work at all. If they're going to benefit off of your work and you're not going to benefit evenly, if at all, off of the work that you're doing, you shouldn't be working for them. And that's the same thing with voting. The candidates need your vote to get in the positions that they want to be in. That goes for the president, the Senate, the House, everything. They need your vote for that. And in return, they are supposed to do something. They are supposed to do something to benefit. It's a transaction. Just like a job, you clock in, and from the moment you clock in, everything you do benefits that company. All the burgers you flip, all the floors you mop, and all the customers you serve, that benefits that company and helps that company grow. And in return, you're supposed to get the I don't know, $10 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever, however much they're supposed to be. You agreed for them to pay you. They're supposed to be giving that to you until you leave. That's the same with an election. If you want my votes, I'm gonna need at least a guarantee, an IOU, that you're gonna give me something. You're gonna give something to my group and to my society. That's no. Comments are they're both oppressors. They don't care about black people, and they've shown that. Black people do need that. Black people do need to be politically educated, because what black people think racism is not really what racism is. The way we see, and I might need to make a video about this, but the way we see racism is as this mentality where any black person you see, you automatically hate them and you feel this deep rage for you can't stand to be in a room with black people. And since white society has gotten better with hiding racism, black people have thought, okay, well, racism is, we're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. The different voting scores, man. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to your question, Issa. Black people think, okay, we're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. So they think racism is kind of fading off. Racism is not a thing where you can't stand to the sight of any black person. White supremacy is really what we're fighting against. White supremacy is almost like a religion, is the ideology that white people should be assigned the superior position in like a racial hierarchy over black people, over everybody really, but black people need to all the time be at the bottom of the hierarchy. That is what white supremacy is. And black people are not going to defeat white supremacy by waiting it out and seeing what happens and waiting to see if it fades away. Uh, before I address that one comment, let me answer the question. The different voting scores. I believe your question is okay. Um, each state. I might need to make another video about this, but each state has an electoral college, right? The voters of the state, there's different counties and stuff like that. Like there's Cook County, Will County. Well, this is in Illinois. Cook County, Will County, other types of counties. They vote. All those votes are counted up. The votes that are counted up determine whether the states are either blue or red. So if you look on the polls right now, you see some states that are blue and some states that are red. The blue states will have blue votes, blue electoral college votes, depending on the size and the population of the people in that state. So that's why you see some states. Let's look at Illinois has 20 votes, and then you can see Florida has 29 votes. And Texas is a bigger state, has 38 votes. And you go to a smaller state. Let's look at Kentucky. Kentucky has 8 votes. So though, and I just randomly picked those. Those were not. I didn't pick those for any specific reason, but those votes go to the red states. Will go to the president, the the Republican president. I mean, that's Donald Trump. The blue states will go to Joe Biden. Now, whoever reaches 270 electoral college votes wins. So right now, from what I can see, Joe Biden he's pretty much won because he's at 264. So all he needs is 6 more votes. And Donald Trump is at 214. So Donald Trump is going to need about 56 votes. He's going to need 56 votes. Yeah, 56. So that's what that means. This does all stem from slavery. This all stems from slavery. It stems from a lot of lack of courage in education. A lot of black people don't know any better. Black people have let me see. A good way to put this. There is a white supremacy is so embedded in this country, so deep rooted in this country that that black people learn white supremacy through osmosis. So that is the subconscious learning of white supremacy. So even though black people feel in their conscious mind and in their heart, okay, I'm not racist, I hate racism, I hate white supremacy, in the back of their mind, they still follow white supremacy. So they'll still say, oh, you should vote no matter who is on the campaign, because in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, I have to obey what they say. Now, somebody said, Kid Leo says Nevada is the deciding factor. Nevada is. The swing states really surprised me, honestly. I expected Trump to win the same. Michigan, I honestly did not see Joe Biden winning Michigan. I really didn't. Nevada is undecided yet. There's only a few states left. It is Alaska. That's not really big. You only really get 3 votes out of that. That doesn't really matter. Alaska, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Georgia. So right now, in order to win, Donald Trump would pretty much need to get everything else. Because if Joe Biden wins Nevada, it's done. Joe Biden, if Joe Biden wins Nevada, it's over with because all he needs is 6 more points. Nevada is more than enough to carry him over. But that's really the only state that he's leading in. It's not by much. Yep, it's not by much. But Nevada will take him exactly. He needs 6 points, and Nevada is 6 points. So that's what he needs. Oh, he's winning everything else. Yeah, he is. Some people were saying that some of the ballots were false or cheated. They cheated with the ballots, which could be true. I'm not saying it is. Of course, Donald Trump is going to say that him losing is false. Of course, he's going to say that. So he's definitely going to challenge that. It's going to go to court, and there's probably going to be recounts. I do think whatever decision is here now is probably going to stick. I'm almost sure that if Joe Biden wins, that's probably going to stick whether he takes it to court or not. Nevada can go either way because Nevada is undecided. Nevada's pretty much was going to make or break this election. If Nevada goes blue, then that's it. Then Joe Biden has won. If Nevada doesn't go blue, then Donald Trump won. Because Donald Trump, I'm not really sure what's taken so long, but Donald Trump has pretty much, he's in the lead. He's in the lead a lot farther in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia than Joe Biden is in Nevada. So he pretty much won all those states. It's up to the people in Nevada. It is up to the people in Nevada. You say he's not winning Nevada? Well, if he doesn't win Nevada, he would have to win. Let me see. He would have to win all of these states. He would get 10 votes. He would get 20 from Pennsylvania. That would take him to 34. He would have to win, all the other swing states. But we'll see. We will see. We will definitely see. But that is my thing. But regardless of who won, black people are still going to be in a bad position, no matter if it's Donald Trump or if it's Joe Biden. I personally think, based off of the history of both candidates, I personally believe that Joe Biden will probably do more harm. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will do more harm to black society than Donald Trump. Not that Donald Trump has not done anything, and not that Donald Trump won't, but I do think that we will do that because one of the main things is black people are going to feel like we won. I've seen black people, the year gets worse and worse. I've seen black people act as if white supremacy is over because Donald Trump isn't the president. You got black people out there I've seen on Twitter twerking in the streets, throwing parades as if Donald Trump is over with, so white supremacy is over with, because black people have been consistently inconsistent with it. So we'll fight, but we want to end the fight before the fight's over. So when whoever wins, if Joe Biden wins, black people are going to feel like, okay, well, the fight for racial equality, the fight for black empowerment, that's over. We won. So all the black empowerment wave that we've been seeing as of late, especially of 2020, that's kind of going to go down because they're going to feel like, okay, all that black-owned business stuff, all that support black people stuff, we don't have to do that anymore. And that's what black people really want to get back to. They want to get back to not having to worry about that because do you think? I do think I'm going to answer that question a little bit. I'm liking the questions, guys. Keep it doing. But black people want to go back to acting as if racism is invisible. Because honestly, white supremacy, it's lasted so long because white people have pretended that the country isn't racist. White people have made laws to make pretty much white supremacy illegal. They just don't follow the laws. The laws just don't apply. There are laws saying that you cannot bust down somebody's door and kill them. But what you see with Breonna Taylor, cops are able to do that. There are laws saying that cops can't strangle people to death, just mercilessly strangle them to death, but you see them doing that. There are laws that you can't hang black people, but you see them doing that. So the laws don't matter, it's the fact that they don't enforce them. So they hide under, oh my God, we just can't seem to solve the problem. We just don't know. We need more police reform. What we need to do is we need to send more police to the black community, and then we need to have a police parade, and all the little black kids, the boys and girls, they can play basketball with the police. Because don't you guys like basketball? And you can play basketball with the police, and you guys can bond together. That's their solution. And black people play dumb along with that, like, oh yeah, we probably do need more police because we do have black on black crime. And you guys should probably watch my video on black crime, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat, from what I can see, I mean, there's more people watching, there's a few people commenting, but from what I can see, most of you guys have already been hip to the term that black on black crime is, to the idea that black on black crime is a bad term to use. I think Joe Biden would have handled the COVID-19 better. And I think COVID-19 is a huge factor in this election. First off, if it wasn't for COVID-19, there really wouldn't be so many mail-in ballots. Everybody would be going to the polls. I don't think there'd be any mail-in ballots, honestly. I think with this election, I think everybody would have went to the polls. But due to COVID-19, there's a lot of people. There's over 100 million, I believe. I'm not sure the number. That's mailed in their ballots, so that's a big factor. With Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, before this year, because the COVID-19 pandemic happened really late last year, but it really started popping around March, where everything got shut down. Donald Trump, there was rumors about it, and Donald Trump blew it off. Donald Trump kept blowing it off. He kept blowing it off and blowing it off. Anytime he was asked about it, he said, oh, it's getting better. Everything's going down. There's going to be a vaccine soon. Earlier this year, he was saying by spring, this is what he said, by spring, that is going to be over with. By spring, once it gets hot, it's going to go away. That didn't happen. Then, he's on stage. He's making jokes, telling people, oh, you should drink bleach. Now, when you have a pandemic, and I do believe that there is a bit of propaganda to COVID-19, but there is truth to that. I do know that there have been people who haven't. I personally know people who've gotten it. None that's died, fortunately, but I do know people who've gotten it. So when you have a pandemic and you have somebody's father just died, their grandpa just died, or they can't leave the house because of this pandemic, because even if you don't get the pandemic, it still affects you. It affects your job, it affects your business, it affects your social life. So when you see the president saying, hey, just drink bleach, if you see him not taking it serious, I think that's his biggest thing. Not the fact that it's affected everybody the way it has, his mentality with it. Him blowing it off, him acting as if people don't need to wear a mask or social distance, his mentality with COVID-19, acting as if this is just fake, is propaganda and everything. I think that tremendously hurt his campaign. And if he does lose, which, let me look at the polls one more time. If he does lose, I solely believe that that's the reason. I believe that that's the reason that he would lose. Somebody else says, he says, we got to prepare for the next, for her next, and do better next time from ours. We do got to get better. We do got to get better. We need to get the resources we can police ourselves. Okay. I want to talk about community policing in just a second, but I want to talk. I think that Joe Biden is in a very sickly condition, and I've said this for a little bit. I've seen signs of dementia from Joe Biden. I've seen Joe Biden, he's like on stage, and in the middle of his speech, is like he would forget that who he is, or what he's talking about. he would just like stare off and then look confused. I think he referred to his daughter as his wife one time. Like Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, Joe Biden's mind is clearly not all the way there. This man is, he's a senior citizen. He's what, 77 years old. Um, and his mind is in there. And the president of the United States is a tremendously stressful position. Tremendously stressful. You can look at the before and after pictures of every single president. You can see the gray hairs and the wrinkles and the stress that being the president has put on them. So, honestly, I don't think that Joe Biden will successfully make it 4 years as the president. I think the stress is going to take over. I think his health is going to take over, and he's probably going to have to resign. And if he resigns, that means that Kamala Harris is going to step up and she's going to be the president. That's what I predict. Saying Joe Biden wins, I don't see him staying president for 4 years. And if he does, I definitely don't think he's going to be in the health to be reelected. I don't think so at all. He's not going to make it 8 years like Obama did. He's definitely not going to do that. As far as community policing, this is something that I've advocated for a long time. The black community's crime rate, and in my video, my first video actually on the black on black crime, crime is directly connected. There's a direct correlation to crime and social economics, the economics of whatever community. That's not just with the black community. That's with the white community. You can look at the rich $1 million houses in the white community, and then you can look at the poor trailer park farmish hillbilly parts of white society, and you can see the crime difference. You can see that not just in America, you can see that all throughout the world, that the economics of a society, of a community, affects the crime rate. So we do need to get our economic game up to where it needs to be so we can lower the crime rate. That's the root of the crime within the black community. We need to start, as in this goes out to the black men, I'm going to talk to you guys for a second. We need to start taking charge and leading the community as far as policing ourselves. Black people have been the only people who feel like another group of people should police us. In Jewish communities, and this is even in America, there are some Jewish communities and some Muslim communities that completely police themselves. Like, if a problem happens, if they have to deal with something, they'll call somebody that they know. Oh, let me call my neighbor from such and such, or I know him. He pretty much runs the community, the rabbi or the imam or whoever. He runs that, so I'm gonna call him if I have an issue with my neighbor, or if somebody's harassing me, I can call my family and stuff like that. That's how they run. They, for the most part, don't call the police. For the most part, they don't call the police. Black people are the only people who think we need the police, and then the police that come, mostly, they're white police. They're white police that do not live anywhere near our neighborhoods. They live in big, nice houses, and they police the ghetto. And a lot of times, I can speak from personal experience, when you call the police, and then the police start questioning you. A black person calls the police, that black person just put themselves at risk. Especially as of right now, when a black person calls the police, let's say you have a situation that's getting out of control, you put whoever you call the police on, you put their life in danger. The police now can come up with really any reason at all, and they can kill that person. And that's starting to happen more and more. They can pretty much kill that person. You're pretty much calling for their execution, and possibly yours too. Because there's been several instances where somebody has called the police and they've been the ones arrested. They've gone to jail or they've been beaten up. So calling the police should be pretty much a no-go. Now, I can understand if something's burning down, you call the fire department, or something's burning down, or somebody passed out and you call the ambulance or something. And I'm not going to judge anybody who does call the police, but we do need to get to a point where we do not rely on police. Because the police know, okay, black people, yeah, you're going to riot, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, but they're still going to be there. You cannot replace, and the police, listen, I'm going to break this down real quick. I didn't rehearse this, so if I'm seeming like I'm talking about a whole bunch of stuff, it's because there's a lot of stuff firing in my mind right now. You cannot replace a system like the police and you cannot end that without replacing it with something else. There does have to be some type of system of order and the system of justice. So, if we want to defund the police, which I believe that the police should be defunded because most of the resources that go to the police so they can pay settlements for abusing people should be going to the communities, to the businesses and schools and hospitals and all that stuff in the communities so we don't have so much crime. But if we want to really replace the police, we have to replace it with a better system, self-policing. The same way, like I said, the Muslim community, well, not every Muslim community, but the same way they do it, the same way the Jewish community does it, we can police ourselves. I'm not going to on YouTube because some of my stuff gets censored already. So I have people right now in the chat who, if they left a comment on one of my videos, that comment would be automatically deleted. So I'm gonna watch what I say, but especially as black men, we need to, and take this however you want to take this, we need to prepare ourselves for dangerous situations. Now, however you prepare yourself might be different, but I believe you should prepare yourself in the old-fashioned patriotic way. So now I'm not saying anything. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but the old-fashioned patriotic way is the best way I think that we can that you should protect yourself. I'm looking at the polls right now. Joe Biden is now at 264. So he just went up one electoral vote. He's at 264. Donald Trump is still at 214. That is weird. Donald Trump has not moved in a while. Donald Trump has stayed at 214 for like 5 hours now. So if there's an issue in the chat room, let me know. I'm not seeing comments. I see you guys are watching. Let me see. So, yeah. I'm not going to be here all night. I am going to wrap this up. I am going to post this for anybody who wants to say anything. With Kamal, I want to say some few things. I want to address some things that people have been saying in the chat. With Kamala Harris. Oh, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is like a witch. I'm going to be honest. Kamala Harris has this like, you know how you were a kid and you were playing with somebody like a cousin or a friend or something like that, and you had this one person who liked to like beat up animals? You had like somebody who enjoyed stepping on ants or something like that? That's kind of like Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris enjoys to lock black people up. Every time she mentions locking black people up, every time she talks about that, she seems so happy to discuss locking black people up or doing some type of harm to black people. Kamala Harris, as a prosecutor, she pretty much solely targeted black people. Only targeted black people. Locked black people up for any and everything, with the assistance of the 94 crime bill from Joe Biden. So, I mean, honestly, Joe Biden and her do make a good team. Unfortunately, that team is just a very bad team for black people. So, we're kind of really in a bad position as far as that's concerned. But it doesn't matter who won. It really doesn't matter who won because black empowerment still has to go on and the fight of white supremacy still has to continue. The only reason I care who won is because I feel like black people are going to have the worst reaction to this. I feel like black people are going to pretend as if, okay, well, Donald Trump lost, so that means white supremacy is over. So all that pro-black stuff that we were starting to do, that stuff, they're not going to do that anymore. Because black empowerment, that's going to take effort. That's going to take hard work, and it's going to take consistency. And if black people feel like the fight is over, then black people are going to act, okay, well, let me go back to playing my Xbox and smoking my weed and whatever. They're going to go back to that. And then every little thing that happens, you're going to have black people like, well, we voted. I mean, I don't know what to do. So we do have that. But fortunately, there is a growing number of black people who are about black empowerment regardless of who won. Like, I did not want Donald Trump to win. So there is a side of me that is happy that Donald Trump lost. Or it looks like he's going to lose. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose. He almost definitely lost. So there is a side of me that's happy. And then there's a side of me that's unhappy that it was Joe Biden who won. Now, E. Reed said that Candace Owens equals Kamala Harris. Yeah, I agree. They're both on one side of a white supremacist coin. They're both on one side of white supremacist coin, which means that you have Candace Owens, who's everything that Candace Owens says isn't wrong. Everything that Kamala Harris says isn't wrong. But you have Candace Owens, who's all the way up the Republicans' ass, all the way up their ass. She says she's the face. She's the little black face that the Republicans like to use because what she says is very anti-black and really racist. To be honest, you can see her in one of my videos about Breonna Taylor. What she says, she pushes a whole bunch of black people, you really need to do better and pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. And it's really the Republicans that are the good guys. She pushes that, and white society gives her a platform, or really the Republicans give her a platform, because they know that nobody can call them racist. And this is one of the strategies that they use. They'll have a black person saying something super anti-black, super racist, but then they'll say, hey, it's not racist if it's coming from a black person. No, it's coming from a black person, a person of color. So how can that be racist? That must be the truth. So that's really what Candace Owens is there. Everything she says can be easily debunked. She's not that really, like I said, everything she says isn't wrong. There's some things she say about the Democrats and the Democratic Party that is absolutely correct. But on the other side, that a lot of things she says pushing the Republican agenda, that is wrong. And she's only saying that because white people want her to say that. And they don't even treat her right for saying that. I mean, she wasn't on I think it was a Republican council or something like that, or a seat at a Republican convention. They didn't ask her to be there. They only want her, when they want to say something racist, they'll just have Candace Owens say it, and then they'll retweet that. Trump does that often. Kamala Harris, first off, she apparently is black now. She's never been black, never identified as black. She's always identified as Indian. Her mother is from India. Her mother is Indian. She grew up with her mother. Her family goes back to slave owners. Her family owned slaves. Her dad is Jamaican. Jamaican is not a race. There's a lot of black people in Jamaica, but that doesn't mean that B1 King, that doesn't mean that Kamala Harris is black. She's never done anything pro-black. She's never said anything pro-black. You can see how distant she is with black people when she's on an interview talking about her campaign, talking about how she likes to listen to Cardi B or Tupac, or how she smoked weed when she was in college. which is very condescending. I'm gonna say one thing about the Democrats. The Democrats are incredibly condescending to the way they speak to black people. They speak to black people like we're a bunch of bitches. I'm gonna keep it real with you, and that's because black people allow that. I was very disappointed when Charlemagne, when they're joking and smiling, this woman has spent the majority of her life harming black people, and they're laughing and joking with her about her smoking weed and listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg while she was in college, studying to lock black people up. And she's sitting up there wearing Tims and Converse and doing a stiff little dance to Cardi B to show how black she is. Because too many black people hate themselves. Too many black people hate themselves and want to live vicariously through somebody else. So she feels like all I got to do is pretend like I'm black, and black people are going to support me because black people want to pretend to be me. That's really what living vicariously through somebody else means. That means that if that person is like famous, you want that person to do that because all the fame and the glory and the money and the status that they get, you're trying to envision yourself in that person's position. And black people do that too much because of low self-esteem and the self-hate. So that's really, I can talk all day about Kamala. I really can. I am about to wrap this up. I want to say B1, which means black first. This is, if you guys seen in the videos, that's pretty much what I have on every video. Every video that I have, I try to make deliberate that I show that. Before I go off though, I want to get any final thoughts. This is my first live, so if it seems a little unprofessional, it's because it's my first live, so I will be better with this. But before I go, does anybody have anything they want to say before I sign off? Hillary Clinton in the hot sauce. Do you see how condescending they are to black people? Especially the Democrats, really. You have the Republicans are not as condescending because they're just open with the fact that they hate black people. Donald Trump doesn't have to pretend to listen to Snoop Dogg or Tupac or anything like that. He'll just say, hey, y'all not getting nothing from them. Might as well vote for me. Oh well. He'll just pretty much say that. With the Democrats, they'll come in wearing a dashiki and throwing up a fist. You see the fist flag in the background. That's kind of cool, ain't it? But they'll throw a dashiki. They'll say, oh, I keep hot sauce in my purse. As if that's a black thing, because black people like to eat things with hot sauce. So she's trying to relate to black people by doing the Dougie or putting hot sauce in her purse or wearing a certain type of shoe that black people like the Tims. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wear Tims. There was a video not long ago of Barack Obama shooting a 3-pointer. I guess he was in some type of a school or a gym or something like that, and he just walked in. He shot a 3. He was like, "Oh, that's what I do," or whatever. So all that little, I can relate to you, you ghetto little Negroes. I play basketball too. I can relate to you little Negroes. I eat hot sauce, or I eat fried chicken with my hot sauce. I can relate to you guys. I smoke weed. I can relate to. Do you know how condescending that is to say, I relate to black people because I do drugs? Do you know how bad that? Now, white people smoke weed, and at the same rate that black people smoke weed. White people do it at the same rate that black people do it, but you don't hear them talk about white people or to white people like, yeah, I understand what it's like to be like a white dude growing up. I used to smoke weed. I used to do meth. They don't talk to them in that condescending type of way. I can relate to black people. I used to smoke weed, but I lock black people up for smoking weed. Black people are in jail right now because they were smoking weed, but I used to do it. But I locked other black people up for it. Or just saying, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. I guess when it came to When it came to the election, that really stuck with a lot of black people because they turned out for him. I guess they really wanted to be black, according to Joe Biden. And see, that's that white supremacy that they can't get rid of. The fact that I am superior to you. Your status as a human being is determined by me. That's really what he's saying. That's really what Joe Biden was saying with that. That my status as a black person, as a black man or a black woman status, that's determined by Joe Biden. And if you don't vote for Joe Biden, then your status, you are not black. And that's what he said. And black people still voted for Joe Biden, so the condition that we're in is really not good. Okay. Now, one person says Jamaica is racially diverse. That's another thing, too. There's a lot of black people in Jamaica, but there's a lot of other races in Jamaica as well. That's like saying America, or that's like saying Chicago specifically. We have Asians, black people, immigrants, not just Hispanic immigrants. You got African immigrants, white people. You have all different types of people living in Chicago. That's like saying, okay, my race, my ethnicity is Chicago. I'm a Chicagoan. There's a lot of different races in Chicago. There's a lot of different races in Jamaica. So just because somebody says they're from Jamaica doesn't mean they're black, and doesn't mean that they have a black mindset, because you have a whole lot of these immigrants. If you can go back to my other video about the gender divide, I kind of mentioned this a little bit, who think that they're in this own special little group, their own special little cast of people, their own so you'll have, and I've even heard this, you'll have Dominicans, and now I'm not saying that you guys aren't my brothers or my sisters or whatever. You'll have Dominicans, you'll have pretty much the Caribbean side of black people. You'll have Africans as well, act as if they're not black like us. Because when a black American, a descendant of slave black American, says black, he means the black as in the race. The race, the race of melanoid people with kinky hair and big facial features and dark skin. That's the race he means. When they're talking about that, they're talking about their ethnicity. They put their ethnicity first instead of being black first. So to them, they're like, well, I mean, you're black, I'm Jamaican though. So I have not seen a report that her father identifies as a black man. And her father do not get along. Her and her father have a tremendously bad relationship, which is why we got to stop with the, okay, you have black in your family, so you get a black pass. Because she hates her father, from what I know, and her father does the same. So just because she can't control who her dad was, so since she gets a black dad, she can live with her racist mom or her racist side of the family, grow up with that, be racist, but she can still rely on that little black DNA that her father gave her to get her an election. Now somebody else says, Lil Wayne kisses on Trump's ring, pretty much said, screw us, black people, white people. First off, I've been talking about Lil Wayne. Hold on, let me take a little sip. I've been talking about Lil Wayne. Ugh, I don't know what that. Some flat pop. Okay. Lil Wayne for a little bit. Lil Wayne has shown that he is a very stupid person. I'm gonna just keep it real. This doesn't reflect on his music, because I'll have some people say, well, you know, Lil Wayne can rap better than you. Yeah, of course. Lil Wayne can rap me. I'm not a rapper. I'm not rich. Lil Wayne has more money and more status than me. But as far as what he does to contribute to black society, Lil Wayne has shown that Lil Wayne does not give a damn about anybody but himself. He's had music videos where he's mocked Emmett Till, the death of Emmett Till. He's been on camera saying that pretty much racism doesn't exist to him. If it don't apply to him, he doesn't care about it. He said that now this is him, quote, I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. I'm rich. I'm a black rich man in America, so that shows America that Black Lives Matter. So don't bring me with that. America doesn't treat black people like their life. You can listen. Go watch this interview. Is he said that since I'm rich, I'm a black rich man in America. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about nothing that has nothing to do with me. So now Lil Wayne, he endorsed Donald Trump because of the taxes, because Donald Trump favors the rich. His tax policies favor the rich. And since Lil Wayne is rich, he's going to have to pay less in taxes than he probably would if Joe Biden became president. So, I mean, the joke's on him now because it seems like Joe Biden's still going to be president. And now the black community don't fuck with Lil Wayne. So, that's that. He's not the only rapper who's done that. I believe maybe what was it? 50 Cent made a joke about supporting him, but there's other rappers. Lil Pump is pretty much a nobody. The biggest thing I know him from is the song he did with Kanye West. Kanye West was damn, what do you guys think about Kanye? I think Kanye has some kind of mental issues. I think he's really been going through some like mental problems and needs a therapist. But Kanye West was kissing Donald Trump's ass last year. Now he ran by himself this year. So I don't think he's really on the Trump train like that. But you have black celebrities like that who really only care about themselves. If you bones like Judas did Jesus, like yeah. Judas, the person who betrayed Jesus. If you guys know your religious history, Judas was the one. He was a companion of. In this, I'm not gonna break down religion right now, but he was the one. He was a companion. He was alongside Jesus in like his group of people that he trusted, and he turned Jesus in to the Romans. So he betrayed Jesus, just like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne will sell out everybody if he can benefit from it. He will sell out the entirety of black society if he can benefit from that. So that's really who he is. I've never really had any respect for Lil Wayne at all. I'm not gonna say he's a bad rapper. I'm not gonna say that. He's definitely a better rapper than a lot of to be honest, he's still a better rapper than a lot of rappers out today. He's a better rapper than me. I'm not a rapper at all. But if I had a rap battle with Lil Wayne, he would definitely beat me 10 times out of 10. But as far as a black man, you showing so much weakness when you're openly supporting somebody who's openly a white supremacist only because oh wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. I messed that up. Oh, hold on for a second. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry guys, I clicked something that I shouldn't have. So let me see if I have that back again. Okay, I'm back. Okay, like I said, this is my first stream, so I'm doing some stuff. But yeah, guys, I got some things I have to handle. I was only planning on being here about an hour or so. It looks like we're a little past that, but this was good. I was able to talk to you guys, vent to you guys. I didn't really have much to talk about, really, because what I wanted to do, and I've been telling you guys about my live stream for like a week now, I wanted to talk about the male and female gender war that we have going on, which I will talk about that. But this election really kind of, I mean, that's the main topic tonight. So I would appreciate you guys, since YouTube is sabotaging my channel. There are people here who've been commenting and their comments get automatically deleted. I would appreciate you guys if you guys like this video. All your comments are really helpful. If you guys maybe share this video as well and other videos, that helps other people find the video. And we have been making progress, because when I first started, you typed in the name Afro Elite, you couldn't find this channel at all. Now you type in the name Afro Elite. Afro Elite is not the first thing, we're almost there, but is one of the first things that you see when you type that in. So the algorithm is picking us up, despite its best efforts to sabotage us, because I've been getting flagged and copyright strikes. E-Reed, that is you. You've sent me, I sent me videos of him commenting on things that I've said in the video, and then that being automatically deleted. There's been times I've seen the notification on my phone, and then sometimes I don't even see the notification, as if he never left a comment. So that's why I'm really trying to start doing more live streams now, because if the comments get deleted, then the algorithm isn't going to pick that up. He says YouTube blocked comments several times. Yes, several times. So YouTube is really trying to hold this channel back, which is why I need all the supporters. There's people in the chat room right now, and there's probably going to be people who watch this a little bit later. I need you guys to keep supporting, keep liking, keep leaving comments, and subscribing, not just to this. If you haven't seen the other videos that I've made, you guys should probably go watch those. If for future videos, for future live streams, you guys can do that too. If you guys want to message me directly, I'm going to, let me type, hold on. I'm going to type, this is my, my Twitter, if you guys have Twitter, and I'm putting this in. I wish I had a mod. I'm putting this in right now because I drop a lot of information about the videos that I'm gonna make, and I take suggestions, and I'm very active on Twitter. I'm tremendously active on Twitter. So that's my Twitter handle, and that's also my Instagram too. And I talk about a lot of stuff on my Instagram too, so you guys can follow me on Twitter or Instagram if you guys have those. This was a good conversation, guys. Good conversation. The turnout was pretty consistent. There's some people in and out, but I understand that we've been on for a little over an hour and 12 minutes now. So the turnout is pretty good for the first live too. That's pretty good. Before I leave any final comments, I'm just gonna let you guys have the floor, and I'm gonna answer any questions because I know I missed some. I might do a Q&A a little bit later, not tonight later, but later in the future. Well, like I say, B1 means black first. So to me, that means I put me being black, my race, before my political ideology, before me being a male or being American or whatever. Because I know me being black affects my life in a system of white supremacy more than anything else, more than my age, more than me being a Republican or Democrat, more than anything else, more than my sex, gender, sexual orientation, place of origin, whatever. So that's why I have black first. That's why I say black first. That's why I wear it in this dog tag that is custom made. Yep, custom made. So black first, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I'm probably gonna talk to you guys a little bit later when I get off some of the followers. But thank you guys a lot for this live stream. I'll see you guys, if not this weekend. I might do another one this weekend, but I'll see you guys next week.